Welcome back, guys. I know it's been a while since I put out any videos or anything, but we're back with some Hearts of Iron 4, the Old World Blues mod. And before we begin, I'm going to adjust the sound ever so slightly. You probably don't see the flicker in there, but I think it's just a little too loud. Hopefully, that's a little better. Um, it's been a while since I recorded, so bear with me here. And we're gonna play because I particularly want to really explore the 80s over here because vehicles and cars and whatnot. It's gonna be cool. I've never played them. I don't know any of their lore. Ever since the interior years, uh, uh, they're gonna be interesting. I mean, not as interesting as some of these other crazy ones, but I've played a little bit of the Old World Blues mod, mostly as New California and New Vegas, not super successfully, but I want to try something far away from the coast. Um, that's not super great, but Road Warriors. This will be interesting, and let's give it a start. So this is us, the 80s, right in the middle of everything. Um, no point for Iron Man mode because no mod or no achievements or anything. All right, let's get started. Let's start. Oh wow. Okay, I am sorry for that. We are going to go in and immediately check the volumes because that was not cool. I did not remember that happening. Jeez, I'm very sorry for that, guys. Yeah. So we got these guys around us. I'm wondering which one. I mean, if we head south, we can get towards New Vegas quick before anything else. We're gonna just do that. I could adjust the other ones, but we're just gonna adjust the master volume. All right, so this is us. We're in the middle of pretty much everywhere. Um, I'm seeing targets all around. Let's start with research. We need to get some industry going. And what's our civilization rating? Because that determines how. So we're more than tribal. We are civilized. So we're able to get all the way up to here. And we're not going to want to go these things because we don't. We can do all this. If I'm reading this right. Let's go for factory output. I might adjust the sounds again. Population growth. Very important in this mod because you do not have a lot of population. You need to keep that under wraps. And construction speed and factory repair seem pretty good. We're going to go with some industry so we can build all those cars we're going to use to take over the world. Alright, we got to actually start with a whole lot of factories, military factories. So that's great. We're going to get some. Okay, before we do the rest, we got to adjust the volumes again. I don't know if it's really bothering you guys, but it's bothering me. I don't even know if you guys can hear the music. I left it on just a little bit. But we'll see. Alright, where were we? We were doing the factories, but we're gonna do this real quick. I always do more civilian factories to begin with because they're super great. So we're gonna get a couple of those, and then we got our military factories. Right. This is the part that I was excited about because we got a lot. Let's get some motorcycles for the 80s so that we're gonna have lots of vehicles because we're on Highway 80. I think I just one of everything to begin with, and probably extra weapons because or basic weapons. Then after that, we got a little trickle of everything coming in. I'm not sure yeah, how this is all gonna work out. Now, like all the focus trees, and wow, we got a tall one in Old World Blues. You start with the basic 4 focuses that all last 7 days. Tell you a little bit about your guys. Let's look at our divisions. We are the motorized divisions. Essentially, we got Eight Wheel, Road Warriors, Militia Forces. Might be interesting. 80's Infantry. I mean, these are actually pretty good. I remember the New California Republic. They sucked far more than this. So got a mobile division. And we got essentially some infantry. Divide these into 2 armies, and obviously put them under a field marshal. We're gonna have to generate a couple. Do I go with militia first? Or more motorized? Well, let's look at what we actually have. We don't have any motorized vehicles in spare. And we don't have any basic weapons either. So, first off, we're going to designate the militia as low priority. And, yeah, we're going to train, I don't know, let's double the number. 1 of each. We'll pop them on our capital, and we'll just assign them when they finish. We have some convoys, because, yeah, the rivers, which I think is probably one of the coolest parts about this mod, the rivers actually act as oceans, and you can fight on them. I don't know who's the best nation to play as to really explore that, but it was really cool. As you can see over here, with the Western Brotherhood and California Republic, you have the rivers going all the way up and down their coast. That was so cool. Although the Navy thing is a little wonky because it takes so much research to get to the good stuff. They actually have money in this one. Again. Oh. It's not super great. We have slaves. I haven't actually played with slaves yet, so this will be interesting. We're not gonna go and do any of these, so I'm just turning these off. Alright, so we got our focuses. We're almost ready to unpause. And then we're gonna have to let some political power to accumulate. So just assign someone, I don't know, motor, okay, so we got a lot of unpassable terrain around here. You know what? Vaults are a good thing. Let's look at Vault 24 over here. Not sure what their lore is, but they might be interesting to gobble up, and we'll stick to militia, I don't know, in the north. And let's unpause and see what chaos unfolds. Like I said, I have not played the 80's. I don't know anything. I don't know what to expect. All I do know is that we will want to take control of some places, occupied territories. Okay, so we got a couple tribes in our little group here. No, we're going to put the militia, right? Yeah, because that takes far less manpower. It's the lowest one. We'll have to buff them up, obviously, but for now, best occupation force. Although New Jerusalem over here and New Canaan, that might be interesting. Let's look at our focus tree while this finishes. Okay, so we got settle down. Life increases our agricultural research. That would be nice. Road to Ruby Valley. This 1 point manpower in divisions and in the field. We're not that far away. We can get that easily. Life is a highway. None of these are mutually exclusive, so we can do them all. Tool production. Interesting. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but outside my window they started some construction or something. I think they're taking out a tree. Hopefully you guys can't hear that. But it's unfortunate. Are there any things to they don't have the search bar in like they do in the basics, basic Hearts of Iron anymore. Or now, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry. To sort, I wanted to look for claim generations. So we can begin taking over. Oh, that's interesting. There's some industrial stuff over here. Increased infrastructure. We might go life as a home. That will drop our stability like crazy. Jeez. That's not great. Increase our war support though. This will increase our stability. Army experience. Alright. So we'll have some time to think about this. But it seems like we want to complete most of this to get ready to do our major expansion later on. I'm assuming that's what this part of it is. I could be wrong though. City banner. This gives us a whole bunch of manpower. That would be nice. It's road into the Ruby Valley. Ruby Valley is one of our guys. Yeah, this one. Okay, so that might mean a war right over here. Okay, that actually is interesting because if I remember correctly, there are only two ways in. We got one here, and then we got one tiny one here. We could concentrate our motorized here and sweep up with our militia, holding it right there. Speaking of which, let's get ourselves a second general. We'll have to promote one of them to field marshal at some point. So it looks like our first expansion might be over here. Get a little extra area. Intel is probably not great because you don't have any intelligence, but it looks like they have lots of military. Although, in truth, everyone kind of needs more civilian factories. So I'm kind of glad that I focused on that to begin with building. How's our construction speed anyway? Abysmal. Okay. That's not super great. But other than that, we're actually not terrible. Our militia aren't super great, and we will want some actual infantry divisions at some point, but we don't. We clearly do not have the What was that? Sorry, I keep clicking around. I saw. Yeah, that's what I thought. Our basic melee weapons were massively short, so that's going to be our garrison forces that we have that we set about over here. They're draining our manpower like crazy, or I thought they were. Interesting. So I guess this is probably our heartland. All right. Our first decision. I know that took a while, but I'm trying to figure out what's going on. The Nevada Road Wars. Sounds real interesting. The NCR, a foe unlike any other before. I'm not reading this super carefully, but let's see what our options are. Stolen scientists from Vault City. Research boost. Ooh, that's real good. Chopped off production costs of all motorized vehicles. That would be massive, especially for the later on ones. Oof. Masters of 180. Or recruitable population. Jeez. Okay, so there is literally no bad choice here, but since we're going to be doing almost entirely motorized, I think we're going to have to kidnap the mechanics. But that is so good. I mean, there's no bad decision here. But I'm going to go with mechanics. Okay, now let's get the next one going. Utah Road Wars, 14 days. And we will, oh, right. You know, see, but the setup I have turned the recordings on and off to my plus and minus keys, which is also how you change the speed in Hearts of Iron. So that was a little less great. May have to change that. in between recordings here. Like I said, it's been a while since I recorded anything. But since we now know that we might be doing Ruby Valley first, we're going to end this. I'm going to put you a little one here, and the idea is going to be to go straight like this. We're going to sweep up. And we will also eliminate you. Put a couple divisions there, and we're going to go like this. You're mostly going to be holding force to try to hold most of their divisions on one side. Now, what does it cost to promote one of you? I didn't know it would do that. Unable to promote. You need command points. Okay. Alright. The sound doesn't seem too bad, although I'll have to listen to the recordings of this. And then we got, what do we got around us? We got the White Legs to the south, the Bremen territory, the Sky Reavers, ooh, some air technology over there, Timekeepers. So this is a vault civilization. We got New Cannon up here. This is obviously it's a democracy, okay. We're entirely one rule, so we're essentially a monarchy. Intellectuals. I did not imagine us to be right neighbors. So, alright. Very interesting. Another democracy. And then, what is the Ruby Valley? Another democracy. So we're essentially monarchs surrounded by democracy. The elite will rule. Masters of War 80. That's not great. Road Warriors. So our divisions, yeah, they're going to be awesome. And they're faster. And then, no mutants allowed, Raider conscription, outsider volunteers, Raider bands, our currency is bottle caps, discourage trade, and wasteland economy. That's not super great, but we'll do what we have. We have 300 bottle caps. What decision can I begin a scavengers program? They'll take the 2 factories we have, though. It's not great. So, okay. Before we continue, the Utah Road Wars. Wounded, whipping the nation shambles, the dishonorable NCR destroyed the city and camp. Oh, so we can gain a revenge on one of these people. We can gain a desire to destroy New Cannon over here. The White Legs to the south. Or the Timekeepers and the New Hammond. I mean, honestly, everyone sucks in Utah. Ancient foes, down with New Cannon. I'm not. Let's look at their. Ooh. Well, you know how I love civilian factories, so I'm very tempted there. You're far less interesting. What about equal parity? I mean, we don't know the exact numbers of any of these. You seem to be the weakest, though. Also wouldn't give us the greatest benefit. We probably outnumber you in numbers armed military factories. We also probably outnumber you in manpower, too. Tax bonuses versus New Cannon. You would also be the probably the toughest. 6 to 8 divisions, 2 to 4 divisions, 6 divisions. You know what? We're gonna go with this one because it seems to do all the democracies and gives us the most bonuses against the most people. So we're gonna go with, honestly, everyone in Utah sucks. Sorry, Utah. Let's get the next one going. And we may, yeah, we're gonna go for 3. Have an Air Force. No, we do not. We could probably take a look at the research, though. Because it is pretty cool. So vehicles are going to be our main thing. We're going to want to get the salvage motorcycles as soon as we can. Here falls ill. But in Civilized, which is what we're in, look at what we can eventually get. It's a bulldozer with tank parts strapped on, but isn't it so beautifully weird and strange? It's like a modern version of the Bob Simple tank, except for bigger and more terrifying. They're definitely doing that. Okay, the Thunderbird. Our leader and rulers shall give us victory, for he is the Thunderbird, the greatest road warrior, master of the great V80 prophecy. Okay, so this will give us stability and war support. The voices of the wind. Okay, so they do the same, they just give more one over the other. We already have a lot of war support, so it's not super concerning. But our stability it's crap. I gotta go with, oh, but this one's called the Warlord. Which is what we're kind of playing here. We're kind of doing a role play of we're the Warlord and we're going to destroy everything else. You know what? I gotta go with this. I want this, but this is just more thematically correct. We are a Warlord. And we're going to do the last one, the Oasis. And then, do we beeline to... No, we can't do one of the following. We're going to go with agriculture because I really need that base support. Oh, and more building slots. Total population 5 and increases... yeah, I want all of that stuff. Well, that's the thing. I love the best strategy games. You want everything that's on the screen. And it doesn't matter what it is, you want more of it. It's a sign of a good strategy game when there is no one perfect choice. Okay, the Oasis. The engineers failed the test, so their base at long last. They found home near the pre-war town called Wendor. That's us right here. This is our founding. Born to ride. The 80's complete the life is a highway. Get the spirit in that, or the open road. Recruitable population factor 10%. War support. Construction speed -5 and training time +10. The salt flats of Utah are great for driving. Complete the settle down. It's the national focus. Put the brakes on. Consumer goods -3%. Stability +5%. Construction food +5%. Well, we want to build a massive empire spanning our core territory. So we don't really want to be nomads. This is essentially what I'm regarding this as. We're essentially nomads and we're moving around. I mean, that's not exactly how Hearts of Iron works or anything, but that's what this is saying to me. This one's a little bit more, I'm going to build a capital and expand outwards. So we're going to go with the salt flats are great for driving. Oh, and that insta-completes one of our ways. Oh, right. Oh, so this... Right. I can still do this one. Okay. And I can still do this. So it just means we're not going to be concerned with this side. I forgot somewhat how this mod works. But we're going to do this one. We're going to get increased building slots in our capital. And we're still waiting for our guys to finish up. That will happen, though, after we get more infantry equipment and stuff, which will happen after more research, which I think is a good time to finally go up to speed 4, really get stuff moving around here. I wanted to get everything set up. We're almost at the end of the first episode here. So let's take a look at our generals. He's sick at the moment. He's fitness, strong, persuasive, intelligent, and lucky. Yeah, look. I think you would make a better field marshal. I don't know, intelligence boost and luck boost to the entire army is probably, better way to go with that. Speaking of which, we're going to generate another general. Yep. Strong, enduring, intelligent. And then, yeah, you're going to get promoted. We're almost there on that. Alright, our first industrial research is done. Let's get another one. This will increase our recruitable population and whatnot. Although, yeah, reinforcement rate, research speed, right. You gotta do that. We'll come back and get the other one in a minute. I forgot that there's one for boosting your research. Yep. Justify wartime, max planning. Air war theorists? No, not really. Military theorists? What's the difference between the two? Desert Rangers have played war on the Jackals. That pretty much always happens. They're a lot closer. I played a lot of the New California Republic. I always got annoyed with the they devolve into a civil war, and it wasn't always super fun to deal with. Yeah, this is the other part that I kind of wish was in basic Hearts of Iron. We can core our central territory and make it our part of ourselves with political power. That is an awesome stuff because it's just it's so useful to have. Okay. 2 other researchers are done, and right. Production cap. Yeah, I gotta do this. And we got the boost to the agricultural stuff, so might as well get that as soon as we can. The sooner you get it done, the sooner you can reap the benefits of it. And then after this is done, we're going to go with civilian factories, recruitable population. That'll give us army factories. This will give us outposts, monthly population plus 20%. Ooh, that's great. Increased power. That'll be great for our cars to actually use. Requires all of the following. Yeah, I think this is a little weird. So this just gives us flat war support and stability. That'll be great. Has 20 more factories, so we can do that. So after we complete all this. So we're going to be stuck on one path for a little while. Alright, so there's the first of our militia. Speaking of which, I almost forgot. Promote. You're now a field marshal. And then we got a decision on where we're going to throw our stuff. We're going to get a lot of army experience since we also get extra. So I say we don't do that. Civilian factory construction speed, I like that. Slaver flogging, not so great. Yeah, I gotta give it to the civilian factories. I always play the economic game in Hearts of Iron. I don't know why. It's not perfectly set up for that, but it's what I do. what are we short on during in terms of material? Just basic infantry equipment.
Good.
Now the thing is, I don't think we're gonna add any more motorized before this first war happens. I do think we might go and create some actual infantry divisions though. Yeah, we're gonna go with factories next. So we just need infantry equipment. And we're almost there. Yeah, we're definitely not getting more motorcycles until afterwards. I mean, it's an overall a slow start, but most Paradox games are a pretty slow start. We're gonna take Ruby Valley first, then we. So we have bonuses to fighting, I believe. There was someone else. This one, these guys here. It wasn't. Maybe it was you. We got a whole bunch of bonuses, essentially against the democracies around here in Utah, and so we're going to be using that to our maximum effect. We'll probably target because these guys, I believe, are tribals, so their technology will be significantly lower than ours. We can get up higher than them, and once that happens, we can definitely crush them far more. But at the moment, we're pretty comparable in strength, so not super great. We can't even construct an intelligence bureau yet because we don't have the number of factories to actually do that, which isn't super great. But that was my timer, and so we're going to pause here for a second. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. I really want to play more of this, and I hope, again, I know I've been away for a while, but I hope you will enjoy this. I know I will. Until next time, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.